Hello everyone, thank you for joining me in this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television live from my headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. Dwelling our top stories tonight, thousands of young people take to the streets in the nation's political capital Yaoundé in what has been described as a demonstration of force, notably chanting their support to the President of the Republic of Cameroon ahead of the 7th of October 2018 presidential election in the country. And this is coming less than a week after the start of the presidential campaign, with President Paul Biya still absent on the campaign scenario, while the other candidates are crisscrossing the country wooing voters. Thousands of young people converge on the May 20 Avenue in Cameroon's political capital Yaoundé today, chanting support to the President of the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Biya, who is the candidate of the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, CPDM, political party in the upcoming presidential election bill for October 7, 2018. And youths from the Génération 35 Jeunes Association, as well as commercial motorbike riders, PT traders, and university students converge on streets in the nation's political capital Yaoundé in what has been described as a demonstration of force of the Social Democratic Front, or the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, or better still, a demonstration of strength. And the young people went through Rond-Point Camtel, the May 20 Avenue, Monte Cinema Abia. They equally went around Boulangerie Kalafatas, right up to Hotel Libi in the nation's capital Yaoundé, chanting support to the President of the Republic and describing him as the man of the hour, the square peg in the square hole, ready to bring solutions to the problems plaguing the Republic of Cameroon. And now we talk about one of the daughters of first President of the Republic of Cameroon, Amadou Ahidjo, Aminatu Ahidjo, who goes campaigning for the President of the Republic, Paul Biya. She was in the Northwest Regional Capital, Bamenda, Asmimime for Port.
The first stop point of Aminatu Ahidjo was in Mankona, the Fond's Palace, where she told Fonangwafo III to mobilize youths to stand behind CPDM candidate Paul Biya, whom to her has what it takes to address the Anglophone crisis.
Le président a des solutions et elles seront vitales. Et que c'est le seul, c'est vraiment le candidat parmi les 9 candidats qui connaît bien ce problème.
On this day, one of her tour in Bamenda, a military vehicle in her convoy tumbled at Mile 7, but no major incident was recorded. That was not enough for her to abort her mission. After Mankon, she took a similar message to the Nkwenfon's Palace, where she was received by Fon Ezefo III and the notables. Her final working session was at Ayaba Hotel, where CPDM youth said that including youth in the decision-making circles could be one of the solutions to the Anglophone crisis.
Especially youth in the Northwest. So we are pleading that may you look some vibrant youths who are really working, who are qualified, for them to be appointed into the government or parapublics.
Aminatu Ahidjo is leaving Bamenda with 2 key messages from the population, who want the head of state to visit the region and be told the truth about the state of affairs in Anglophone Cameroon.
Being with us within this period of campaign before the 7th of October, I'm very optimistic that this coming will go a long way to give a lot of softening to this current situation.
From the people of the Northwest is that the head of state is not informed about our problems, about our crisis. You should take this message directly to the head of state.
Que le président de la République maîtrise bien le problème du Nord-Ouest et du Sud-Ouest.
Aminatu Ahidjo responded that the head of state is aware of happenings on the ground.
Qu'on lui donne la possibilité après le 7 octobre.
he would address the people's plight after the 7th of October presidential election because he's worried about the situation. This is the second CPDM delegation visiting Bamenda since the start of campaigns ahead of the 7th of October. No political party involved in the race has held a public rally due to the tense atmosphere in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon.
While President Paul Biya and his Cameroon People's Democratic Movement CPDM political party make a show of strength and experience through campaign posters and demonstrations like the one that we had today in the nation's political capital Yaoundé by thousands of young people, and equally indicating that the President of the Republic is off the campaign terrain as of now. The other candidates are crisscrossing the country, wooing voters. Maurice Kamto of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement CRM political party was in Gaoundéré in the Damawa region of the country yesterday, wooing voters, and the people who received him there promised to support him in the October 7, 2018 presidential election. And on his part, he promised to bring electricity to the suffering population. It was in this report by EQUINOXE.
A triumphant entry of Professor Maurice Kamto and his campaign team in Gaoundéré, Adamawa region. Honing by bike riders squaring the CRM presidential candidate announced the arrival of the penalty kicker. He was welcomed by regional officials of the party as well as supporters. Addressing the population, he reiterated the significance of working together. He promised providing electricity to families that have been living without illumination as if they were in the Dark Ages era.
J'aurais connecté à l'électricité 80% des familles camerounaises.
With the ball in his hands, the population guaranteed him their support and encouragement such that he scores the victorious penalty come October 7, which will pluck him the keys of the Unity Palace.
And some registered voters express fears that they may not be able to vote come 7th of October 2018 because they are not yet in possession of their voters' card. But the election organizing body, Elections Cameroon, has ensured them, that has reassured them that they will take measures so that they can vote even without their cards. It was in this report by Femi Armstrong Sander.
The Douala 5 subdivisional Lekam branch office, some potential voters say they have not been able to collect their voters' cards several months after they completed the voters' registration process.
Je n'ai pas pu retirer ma carte.
They complain of having made several stops at the Lekam branch office and distribution points to collect their cards, which were not available. With the election fast approaching, they are afraid that they might not be able to vote. As an alternative solution, Elekam officials gave them stamped pieces of papers which would permit them to vote without the voter's card, provided their names appear on the electoral list. According to Emmanuel Kwadika, Littoral Regional Delegate of Elekam, such problems are common in cases of double registration, transfer cases, and faulty technical conditions during registration. He further stated that Election Cameroon respects the rights of citizens to vote and will always adopt strategies to enable registered voters perform their civic responsibility. Elekam Littoral has just received a contingent of voters' cards pending distribution. The institution, according to Emmanuel Kwadika, is putting hands on deck to ensure a transparent and successful presidential election come October 7. After the meeting of regional delegates at the Directorate General of the institution in Yaoundé recently, Elections Cameroon officials are now busy transmitting resolutions to regional, divisional and subdivisional units for better implementation ahead of October 7.
Former workers of the shipyard, the National Shipyard and Industrial Engineering Company, Chantier Naval, go on a rampage in front of the Littoral Regional Delegation of Labor and Social Security here in Douala, and they are demanding for 16 months of unpaid salaries. These disgruntled workers are protesting 2 weeks after the Littoral Governor Samuel Jedone Vahadipo ordered for their salaries to be paid after the stage a similar protest in the Littoral Governor's office on the 19th of September 2018. The workers who met with the divisional officer for the senior divisional officer for Vuri yesterday were told to visit the regional delegation of Labor and Social Security to collect their money. From the time they were protesting, the regional delegate of Labor and Social Security, Sankep Angeline, refused to attend to them. Most of the workers decry their deplorable living conditions since 2017 when their salaries were withheld. Let's now listen to some of the workers who spoke to Equinox Television.
We've been running up and down with the government. Last year we went to Yaoundé about 10 times. And the message has to enter into the ear of the president, and he gave an order for an urgent payment before November last year. So the document was in place. They were treating the documents, and we were in touch with the technical advisor #1 of the Prime Ministry. And up to date, nothing has been done, and we have an information. They gave us an information that everything is in Douala for our payment already. But up to now, it is like a game they are playing to us, because they jeopardize with the scepter of the president, that's his authority, because the president cannot give an authority and it is not executed. Pay our money. Our children are not going to school. Some of us, they have driven people from the house because of house rent. Some colleagues have about 36 colleagues. Last year we lost a colleague in accident while traveling to Yaoundé to go and manifest. Time and again, they keep on giving us rendezvous. They are playing us at football. So we are here to inform the president. We know he's going to watch this, that when he gives an order, it is not being executed. Let him place his hand on the table and let this matter get to an end, because we are tired.
One of the disgruntled workers of the National Shipyard and Industrial Engineering Company, Chantier Naval, here in Douala, speaking to student journalist on internship Nanji Whitney. Now we talk something else, still here in the economic capital Douala. Traders of the new Dedo market have been reassured that their stores will not be destroyed. In October, they protested today against information that reached them indicating that their stores were going to be destroyed in October, but they got assurance from the divisional officer of the Douala 1 subdivision, Jean-Marie Chakwi, that it was not going to happen. It was just a rumor. Smanji can give a report.
It was an unusual lockdown that was witnessed at the new Deido market in the Douala 1 municipality. Stores were all closed, while the traders are sitting not very far from the stores. Some days back, we were made to understand that a company has bought the market, and truly we are lost. They say they want to destroy the market and reconstruct it, after which they will share to some selected few. The traders who were disgruntled with the information they got, though not confirmed, decided not to open their business places. There are traders outside an empty space in the market. They don't want to make use of it, but they say they want to destroy what has been constructed. The information that spread like wildfire got to the ears of the divisional officer for Douala 1, Jean-Marie Chakwi, who descended to the scene to reassure the traders at the new Deido market. We are aware that you all are heads of families and have children to feed and send to school. We cannot accept anything bad to happen to you, so open your stores. An indoor meeting with some 10 traders and the market officials ended with the divisional officer promising that no store will be destroyed come October 15th, 2018.
Authorities of the Douala 3 Council are now stepping up efforts to get the Dakar market rid of huge garbage mountains in the market. The traders have been doing business in very uncomfortable situations. Details in this report by Innocent.
Vendors displaying their foodstuff in the midst of rubbish, others on garbage, if not very close to the sewage disposal, which suffers abandonment.
Any day, they come to for the car for you. They talk the next year.
Today we are a little bit comfortable because parts of the extended garbage has been coordinated. It is only God who protects us. Since a week now, the trash has not been collected by garbage collectors in charge. Though they pay dues for occupying the space, they are restrained from sanitary.
They come today, they move on one side, they left one side.
They call on Job Theophile Kwabnang, mayor of the Douala 3 municipality, to take stringent measures to ensure they trade under healthy conditions.
Ce que je peux conseiller monsieur le maire, qu'il puisse vraiment prendre le pouvoir et nous met à l'aise.
In reaction, the mayor descended to the markets accompanied by his collaborators to listen to the traders' worries. Not only did he listen to them, but immediately took action by ordering the evacuation of the garbage heaps in Marché Dakar by patriotic citizens. Officials of the Douala 3 Council also donated wheelbarrows and other equipments to authorities in charge of the Dakar market.
A lot of traders are not respecting what they call in French jeudi de propriété. That's why the mayor has decided that everybody who can mobilize the youth to come and look for the way to put order in the market.
These, according to the mayor, will enhance daily cleaning of the commercial center.
And we wrap up this edition of the Primetime Newscast on EQUINOXE television with a disturbing picture of Anglophone Cameroon. Batibo is one of the localities highly affected by the deepening crisis, and that locality in the Momo division speaks volumes of the worsening situation. Mimi Mefo has more.
Batibo is one of the subdivisions in Momo. It is located 40 kilometers from Bamenda and about 100 miles east of Nigeria. It is also situated along the Bamenda-Manfi Highway and known as the economic, social, political and cultural heartbeat of the Mogamo-speaking people. This is the area where 2 administrators have in 2 weeks been picked up by unknown armed individuals and taken to an undisclosed destination. In Batibo, life has not been the same again for the population since the kidnapping of the divisional officer for the said locality on the 11th of February and the escalation of the Anglophone crisis. During a tour through the neighborhoods, doors were closed, even in the afternoon, and the streets were empty. Only few persons could be spotted.
They don't go see other thing they start how they be tip, they can't take D for fee for 11 February. Since that day they be taken, so people they be there for your army, then they be there for you. So all picking, they run them. Now all we she don't. So we know do we.
This grandmother explains that her son fled the village for safety. She and other locals further recounted how their economic and social activities have crumbled as a result of the prevailing situation.
You know the chop flop, you don't be steady for places you want to do something. You should do run, you know what you have. You must fear. So we have no way for moving manage lifestyle. We just day. We no day we would go buy tea for the go stand for chop, we begin there. And how we would me and my banya, we must around die. You know, gay brother and sister. Now only we will take compa. A palaver money, we know the gay with money.
They are the only Batibo-based residents who accepted to talk to Equinox tea porters. Their desire is for the return to normalcy in the area and in the entire northwest region of Cameroon. To the administrators, the tension would have been minimized if the population worked in close collaboration with forces of law and order.
Waiting that they move on.
But the fear in this part of the northwest region of Cameroon is general.
Thanks a bunch, Staff Lady Mimi Mifu, for that in-depth report on the situation in Anglophone Cameroon. And that's it for this edition of the news. Thanks for staying with us. Goodbye.